if you go through Puranas, they may get so many details. As spiritual aspirants, spiritual children of Papa, we offer, our prayer to that power, represented through Lord Vinayaka, to remove all the hurdles in our spiritual path. Because here we are not praying for anything new, anything for our own individual welfare. In ashram, we always pray for the welfare of everybody. But one exception is that in my spiritual journey, you may create so many problems to test me, to make me more and more intense. So I pray to you to remove that hurdles also. Even when we start this, normally the pujas, offered to the deities, we start with invocation to Lord Vinayaka. Even in our sankalpas for puja, Shuklambaradharam Vishnum, Shashivarnam Tatapujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayeti Sarvavijnopashantaye. First, Sarvavijnopashantaye. And then we say, previously they were adding, because people were invoking this for their individual family welfare. So the Sankalpa starts Asmagam Sagudumbanam Kshemasthirye Virya Vijaye Ayura Arogya Aishwarya Abhivridyartham Sarvanishta Nivaranartham Sarvabhishta Siddhyartham Dharma, with more and more endurance. So that is why probably Papa did not initiate any ritualistic form of approach here. Mataji was still observing certain things. Papa is not against anything. Oh, they were not ready. Sure.
Yes.
Because of this, we don't do much digging on this aspect. Every day we also pray for his blessings, because that has been there in our culture, right from our childhood. Anything we start with our prayer to Lord Ganesha. Though no special festivals are observed in ashram. So beyond that, we may not be able to say anything. Of course, the Puranic aspect, we all know that he is the eldest son of Lord Shiva. And when the second son, Subramanya, and there were some, we don't exactly remember what exactly it was. Somebody intervened and said, between brothers, whoever does the pradakshina first of the entire creation, he succeeds. So the story we heard that Lord Subramanya sat on his vehicle, the peacock, and started going round. But Lord Vinayaka immediately came forward, bowed before his parents, and then made a pradakshina of them. And by the time Lord Subramanya came after his circumambulation, the winner was already declared. Then he asked. So at that time it was revealed that when we treat Parvati Parameshwara as the source of all creation, with that bhavana, when we do that, we are actually doing the entire creation. So such themes are brought out in the various Puranas. We have heard it when we were children, but we have not made any deep research into all these aspects. Because here we follow as much as possible. We have our reverence for all forms. Because at one time or other in our life, God made us to develop a reverence and subservience to the power represented through these forms. It starts with Lord Ganesha only. So every day we also do that mentally. At the same time, we try to keep on hammering that it is the one power, there is only one power who is in these forms to make us more and more convinced that Lord is reaching out to all departments of activities. So that is why Lakshmi Puja will be there, Saraswati Puja is there, in the Navaratri period. So many things. The idea is to come back to this, the one power, the one and only power is worshipped through different forms. So that when we know about something about knowledge, immediately we close our eyes and bring Goddess Saraswati. And in Navaratri, Ayudha Puja is there, Grantha Puja is there. So all these things, it's related to our daily life. It is not merely a philosophy. So each power is symbolically represented to us through different forms, so that we will be able to easily offer our prayer. To an abstract form, it's difficult for us. It is always better for us because we have got a name and form. So to bring a name and form representing this power, it is easy for us and we develop our bhakti, devotion towards that power. But all the time we keep on remembering that it is the one power, one and only power, coming out in different forms. So Lord Ganesha stands for that power, that aspect of that power, who removes all the hurdles. So we first offer our prayer to him before we start anything. We don't know about other places, but in Kerala, in good old days, it was the carpenter who does the Bhumi Puja. Because on those days, he has got a major role, not the mason. Because roof work, everything was done by carpenters only, and they have learned this vastu, and so they will tell us. Suppose we want to construct a house, we call them, and then we give them our ideas. Then he brings the plan according to the shastras he has done. Now of course the aspects have changed, and then he does the Bhumi Puja. So the plan is also given to us by him. But every time there is a Shastra coming there. And they will also tell us which side should be the well, which side should be the Goshala, everything they will prefer. Because according to what they have learned from their parents and Shastras. That's why they are called Vishwakarma. Yesterday it was celebrated as Vishwakarma Dina. Vishwakarmas are these, carpenters who were guiding us. But now in the Yuga Dharma, so many changes are coming. So now it has been taken over by architects. And of course, this Vastu is also very much there in everybody's heart. The role of carpenter is reduced now because no roofing is done in India nowadays because they don't want to cut trees, and so terrace work came, and many of the doors and the windows, that's also done by steel work or something. So his job is limited. But previously, we were all witnessing so many such guru pujas, even in ashram. Before any start, the carpenter, senior carpenter, he's called Mutashari. He will come and perform. So what he does first is an offering to Lord Ganesha. You have given us a prompting to start this. Kindly ensure that it goes on, the sankalpa becomes a reality without any hurdles. So this is inculcated in us. No? But now, of course, so many changes are happening. Many of the new generation may not be knowing this, though they have faith in Lord Ganesha and everything. So anything that we start, if it's a Graha Pravesham, no, housewarming ceremony, there will be a Ganapati Puja, Ganapati Havana will be there. So that everything should go smoothly. We are entering into the new house. We are going to stay there. Kindly ensure that this home becomes a home of, the house becomes a home of bliss and joy, something like that. These are all some of the thoughts welled up in our mind when we are asked to say something about Vinayaka. So we have close our eyes, bring that form, inspiring form before us, and offer our prayers. We will try to go through, one book is there, written by a person based on Puranas. We will try to share some thoughts tomorrow on this aspect. Hari Om. Anything else?
Sayings of Ramdas, there was a book.
That Papa says, really to stand apart from the mind and what its activity is a blissful exercise. The moment that
I couldn't hear.
Stand apart from the mind.
Stand apart. 1 minute. Wait. Sayings of Ramdas.
Stand apart from the mind.
The best book that we have to read every day is our own heart. Let us watch and examine its workings. What we require is to stand apart from it and witness its manifold activities. We can very effectively do this in meditation. Adana, what is the point?
Papa says the moment the dissociation is complete.
The disassociation, the moment it is complete.
That very moment the mind dissolves. You are in samadhi. How can we dissolve the mind, Swamiji? I don't know.
Definitely not now. We try to go through an exercise by which the mind itself is made known of its source. Because that is the only vehicle through which we can travel. Thoughts are the only vehicle. At the same time, the limitation is there. What is that limitation called? We will just read out a few lines. Papa says, seek within, know thyself. Seek within, know thyself. These secret and sublime hints come to us, wafted on the breath of rishis through the dust of ages. The satsang and swadhyaya done so far are to be taken as the Lord's ways to equip the intellect with all that is necessary to pursue the path of knowledge. Jnana. Here, to pursue the path, our reliance on the intellect is total. When thought process, there lies the problem. Though initially the intellect plays a crucial role in directing us along the spiritual journey, it cannot do so throughout. That is the important word, throughout. Thought can help us to a great extent for traveling, because that is the only vehicle. When we are involved in this journey, the only vehicle we have is the thought. Though initially the intellect plays a crucial role in directing us along in the spiritual journey, it cannot do so throughout, because it always assumes that it is different from the goal. The thought always reminds us that we have to reach the goal, we have to feel his experience, we have to become aware of his presence. That means we and he are different. In other words, the assertive thought, which presumes that it can independently trace its way and reach the goal, experiences its inability to move further beyond a certain stage. The truth is that only when thoughts come to a standstill, the experiential realm begins. So when we say that the thoughts come to a standstill, it can be interpreted as manonasha. You remember Papa's oft-quoted utterance of God's name is to make the mind ultimately still, free from all thoughts.
So that is manonasana, Swamiji.
Manonasha.
That is the thoughts go there. No? Thoughts, we are entering into the, with the help of thought, we are trying to enter into the realm where there are no thoughts.
But that is not permanent.
It is all right, doesn't matter, need not be permanent. We can go, experience, come back, and keep on knowing that there is, beyond the thought, behind the thoughts, there is a substratum. And it is, now we are telling from the knowledge level. But when we get experienced, we get thoroughly convinced about it. Let us not confuse our knowledge and experience together. Knowledge is given to us through the vehicle called thoughts. Experience is not gained through thoughts. Thought enables us to get experience. And in that experience, it is devoid of thoughts. That is why it cannot be explained. That is why Papa mentioned in this quotation, what did he say? What was the word?
Yes, Swamiji, this one.
Really to stand apart from the mind and then watch its activities is a blissful exercise. Stand apart from mind. Who stands apart from mind? We are trying to understand through thought. No. Standing apart from mind means what? Mind is nothing but thought flow. It is difficult to explain. When a thought comes, we know that there is a thought. We know that we are thinking. That is why we say good thought, bad thought, constructive thought, destructive thought, deplorable thought, ennobling thought. That means we are standing apart. And who says that? Sakshi. That is pure awareness. It always stays with us. Even when we are talking, we know that we are talking. When we are seeing, we know that we are seeing. When hearing, we know that we are hearing. When sitting, we know that we are sitting. That knowing principle. Knowing principle is not a product of a thought. Think. So when he says to stand apart from mind, when we are chanting, for example, Ram Nam, Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. When knowingly we chant, that word is important. We know that we are chanting. That will give us some idea about this knowing principle. We cannot explain. If we are explaining it, we are again using the vehicle called thought. Word is an expression of thought. So when to stand apart from mind, that means when we are watching, and watching its activities, it's a blissful exercise. That is why Sakshi Bhav, Sarvadi Sakshi Bhudam, witness consciousness, so many words we use. The moment the dissociation becomes complete, that is to say, once identification with the watcher or the witness become perfect, that very moment the mind dissolves and you attain samadhi, absolute peace and bliss. Fruition of life. So now again we will read this. In one of the